Could you let him know the monitor's off here?
Uh-oh. Might just need to be pushed. He doesn't even use the stick.
Yeah. Okay.
New prerequisite.
Call the meeting to order. Those that would like to stand and join us in the Lord's Prayer and Pledge of Allegiance, please do.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Kramer, do you have our proclamation there with you?
Oh, I do. There in the next room, thank you.
Okay. We have a proclamation to read tonight. It is from Mr. Robert Dickey, for Bob Dickey, who was the chair of the Airport Commission for so many years. Mr. Dickey could not make it tonight, but I will read this anyway for him. It states as such: it is with great pleasure that the members of the Wicomico County Council extend this certificate of appreciation to Robert Dickey for your professional commitment and steadfast dedication to the Airport Commission. From your appointment as chair of the Airport Commission in April of 2005, you worked hard to ensure that the best decisions were made about the airport. You always showed professionalism in all you did. You committed countless hours to the Airport Commission and truly cared about the airport and the direction it was taking. You were a true public servant, and your service will always be greatly appreciated. Wicomico County Council joins the citizens of Wicomico County to extend our gratitude for your outstanding achievements. Done this 7th day of July 2015, signed by the members of the County Council. And we'd like to thank Bob for everything that he did in his many years of service. We'll make sure that he gets this, right, Mr. Kramer?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay. If I could, please, I'd like to approve the minutes from June 2nd, 2015. Motion?
So moved. Second.
Second. Any discussion, corrections, or changes? I would, on Resolution 89, 2015, which was the second page, Mr. Kramer,
Yes, sir.
I would like that to reflect that there was no increase in the rate of the property tax.
Yes, sir.
It's pretty much here, it just repeats what's on the actual resolution. The head of the resolution doesn't say much about what was actually done. If we could.
That would be that's a substantive matter as far as the resolution is concerned. I think it would be appropriate if you would ask for an amendment to the resolution.
I've got a few. I'll probably ask for everyone to amend all of them at the same time.
Okay.
Thank you. On the fourth page, with public comments, which starts out with Mr. Kilmer said he appreciates the importance of the shorebirds. Halfway down, it says the motion to table failed. It doesn't state exactly what the vote was on that motion, on the failed motion. It was seconded by Mr. Davis. So I'm going to assume that we will make some adjustments that will reflect the vote. My guess is 5-2. Excuse me, 4-2, because Mr. Joe Holloway was absent.
I think Mr. Dodd was gone too. So
I was absent as
And
well.
Mr. Dodd too?
3-2.
Okay, so 3-2. Sorry, Larry. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. The only other thing is on the next page, very small at the very top, it says the schools lack adequate storage space in the summer.
What
Should be,
page is that, sir?
it is the next to the last page. It says the summer here is excessive. I'm assuming it should have been the summer heat is excessive. That was just a typo.
Thank you.
If I could entertain a motion to amend those corrections as stated.
Only the tax rate issue is, the others are information.
What the heck? We'll do them all. Anybody? Larry?
I wasn't here, so I won't.
Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to amend was accepted. All those in favor of the minutes from June 2nd, 2015 as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Minutes as amended passes. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes for the open work session on June 2nd, 2015.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And discussion. All those in favor of the minutes for open work session of June 2nd, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Minutes pass. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes from June 6th, to approve the minutes of June 16th, 2015.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion, any corrections? Only thing I would have, Mr. Kramer, again, would be 1, 2, 3, fourth page. In discussion, under Legislative Bill 2015-04, says on a motion of Mr. Hall and second by Mr. Davis, Legislative Bill 2015-04 was unanimously adopted, but I believe it should probably state Bill 2015-04 as amended was unanimously adopted.
Thank you.
Okay?
Mr. President,
Yes.
would it be possible in the future to have these pages numbered for quicker reference?
Yes, I agree. Okay. All those in favor of the June 16 minutes as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Minutes pass. Okay.
Mr. President, members of the council, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First item for your consideration this evening is resolution number 96, 2015, adopting the Board of Appeals Rules of Procedure as amended. Council will recall having a work session on that a few weeks ago.
Entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 96, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
And discussion. Anybody have any questions on any of this? I know we'd had a work session on this and reviewed quite a bit of it. I was curious, and Maureen, you're sort of taking the lead on this, right? On the Section 9D. Down at the bottom where all the information was taken out, where everything was struck.
Yes.
I was just curious as to why that was removed. Maybe that was removed because of what was added to Section F. It was the responsibility of a posted notice that was removed.
I just thought it was unnecessary going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, those who have removed a sign are not going to call to report that the sign's been removed.
Excuse me?
Generally, those who have put down the sign, the notice, aren't going to report to the county that the notice is down. But we're solving that with our mailings too.
Okay. Okay. The other part was on page 9. That would be G4. It says that in the event of an administrative cancellation, all interested parties will be notified. The hearing will be rescheduled, and the application need not be re-advertised. I guess that's a cost-saving measure.
For the applicant, because they would pay for the advertising.
Okay. Now, if there are people who are concerned about it and it's been, and the meeting's been changed, how would they know?
Generally, interested parties sign up on a list, so planning and zoning will communicate to them the new date.
Okay. Okay. All right, that's the only three I had. Any questions, comments? All those in favor of Resolution 96, 2015, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution passes.
Next item for your consideration is Resolution Number 97, 2015, introduced by the President at the request of the County Executive, approving a request to submit a grant application to the United States Department of Transportation Small Community Air Service Development Program in the amount of $75,000. This program is designed to help small communities address air service and airfare issues, and to expand the airline marketing program promoting the use of scheduled airline service at the airport. The $75,000 requires a $25,000 local match, which will be provided by funding from the airport. And specifically, the funding will be used for marketing and advertising by billboards and television and possibly other means.
Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 97, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
I have a question.
Councilman Dodd.
I support this, but I was just wondering, what are the chances of getting this? Have we received it before?
I'm sorry?
What are the chances of getting this awarded to us?
We get it every year.
It's automatic if we...
I won't say it's automatic, but
It has been.
it has.
Yes, but I
We've
wouldn't-
applied for it for many years and received it many years.
So it's a good investment.
If we could, either Bob or Wayne, if you would mind stepping out. I have on the agenda that Bob Bryant was going to be here, but I don't see
I
him.
thought so, yeah.
Good evening. I had a couple questions, because the basis of this is discussing marketing strategies and all that. I was curious as to how we were planning to do the marketing strategies, because this seems to have chosen billboards and television. I wasn't sure what the thought process was behind that, whether this is subject to change or whether we're committed to this.
No, it would be subject to change, John. A marketing strategy and marketing budget as to how the $100,000 would be spent.
Is that mic on?
Well, the green light's on.
Yeah.
Would be hardline once we knew that we were receiving the grant. I would anticipate that we would get the grant. We're looking at how we market passenger service at the airport
Right.
in detail, so that would be fleshed out. Broad language in the grant application. So it's
It appeared as if it's specifically asking that this promotional campaign is going to promote the fact that U.S. Airways Express is now the new American Airlines, American Eagle. So I wasn't sure if this was something where we had to specifically target the airlines, or whether it was something where we were going to be targeting the airport.
Well, I think what we're trying to target, John, is the fact that the airport provides passenger service by a national carrier. So it's really promoting that aspect of the airport, and at the same time providing linkage with the airline's name, which I think is important when you're marketing. It's a known carrier, it's a substantial carrier, but the details, the marketing plan in detail has not been yet laid out.
Okay. I was curious as to what this, passing this resolution, what it committed us to doing.
It doesn't commit the county to anything at this point in time other than the $25,000 match if the $75,000 grant is awarded and that match comes out of the airport funds.
Okay.
Does the airline ever join in on the advertising, share cost?
No,
They don't?
not that I'm aware of, John. It doesn't mean we can't ask.
Yeah.
Right.
The airline doesn't financially support this particular effort, but of course the airlines spend millions of dollars on advertising.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? All those in favor of Resolution 97, 2015, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried, resolution passes. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Resolution number 98, 2015, introduced by the President of the Council at the request of the County Executive, authorizing the Executive to accept a grant award from the Wicomico Behavioral Authority Somerset Core Services Agency in the amount of $91,703.
Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 98, 2015.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion.
Director Calamarakis is here if you have any specific questions.
Yeah, good evening, how are you? Thanks for coming in. If you could just give us an overview, we'd appreciate it, because
You may recall when we had the budget session.
Exactly.
We discussed this grant. It's a grant that helps offset our expenditures for mental health services for the population. Our expenses are about a little over $300,000 a year, and this is a substantial grant that has been awarded for over 5 years by the state through the local health department, through the Core Service Agency. And hopefully next year we'll have it in the anticipated grant section of the budget, so when you pass the budget, it will be in there.
sure. Yeah. Any questions from anybody? It's going to be a short night for you. All those in favor of Resolution 98, 2015, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes. Thank you very much.
It's a short night for you.
The next item for council's consideration is resolution number 99, 2015, introduced by the County Council President at the request of the Executive, authorizing the transfer of the Wicomico County 2015 housing bond allocation in the amount of $3,559,708 to the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development for use in issuing housing bonds. This will permit the issuance of bonds in order to raise capital for housing loans, and the Department of Housing and Community Development has requested the transfer of the county's housing bond allocation to permit the department to use to issue bonds to fund housing programs. This is a long-standing program in which Wicomico County has been involved, been administered by our Planning and Zoning Office.
Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 99, 2015.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lennox, is this why you're here today? Come up. That'd be great. Thanks. Okay. Any questions from anybody? The only thing I had, Jack, was the way this is referenced, it seems as if there are options that we have as to how this money could be dispersed. On the back, it referenced on attachment 2 that it would either go to the Maryland Mortgage Program. The other option was the Multifamily Rental Housing Development Program. And I was just curious as to why it might, we might be going in one direction instead of the other.
Sure. Thank you. This, as Mr. Kramer pointed out, this is something that the county has been taking advantage of for a number of years. It is a bonding allocation, and when we authorize the state, in effect, to use our bonding capacity to run their program, they have given us two alternatives. We have regularly opted for the home ownership option,
Right.
as opposed to the one for the rental housing development. That has other programs that get a lot of public funds involved. This is one that we thought has worked effectively to help in individual home ownership.
Okay.
Sure.
Just curious.
Sure. And the option, by the way, as the council members probably know, is that if you chose not to do this transfer, you would then have the option of going out, creating your own program, borrowing money, and administering it. So this actually works pretty well, having the state do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions? All those in favor of Resolution 99, 2015, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes. Thank you, Jack.
Next for council's consideration is resolution number 100, 2015, introduced by the President of the Council at the request of the County Executive, approving bylaws for the Wicomico Partnership for Families and Children.
Entertain a, oh,
This
sorry.
is simply to update the bylaws to reflect changes in state regulations.
Okay. Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 100, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes.
The next item for your consideration is Resolution Number 101, 2015, introduced by the President of the Council at the request of the County Executive, authorizing the County Executive to accept an Opportunity Compact Grant Award from the Governor's Office of Children in the amount of $200,000. I believe there's... Would you come forward, please?
It was on an updated agenda that you should have received.
Here you are, Mr.
I didn't get a copy.
You didn't get it.
These were, the resolution and the agenda, they were both emailed to all the members of the council.
Yes, they were, and I think we've got, I don't know if Melissa made hard copies of
Get
this.
hard copies.
Please have a seat.
This was a last-minute addition,
fine.
simply because it was so timely, and we didn't want to not put it on the agenda.
Thank you, and I do appreciate that. Appreciate
We understand
the,
your restrictions as far as the timeliness of it, as far as when you got the information
Right.
and passed it on to us. Are there copies, Mr. Kramer?
I was under the impression that they were provided for you. I apologize.
Okay, no, all right.
But there's really nothing in the documentation that can speak specifically to the use, so I think you'll get your answers.
So why don't I provide an overview of...
That'd be great. Let the public know who you are, and
Beautiful.
we'll get started.
Diana Parnell with Wicomico Partnership for Families and Children. I am the director. So Wicomico Partnership for Families and Children is the local management board for Wicomico County. We work directly under and with the Governor's Office for Children. We do a community needs assessment every 3 years, and in doing so, we find out where the needs of our children. Where do we find that children are struggling the most? So this grant award comes to us from the Governor's Office for Children because there's a concern with the DJS commitment rates of our youth. Currently, Wicomico County, and this is all published through an Annie Casey report, so we can, if anybody's interested, you can go to the Annie Casey Foundation website and look it up. But this report illustrates that our youth are being committed at a very high rate. When looking across the state of Maryland, our youth are being committed 6th highest. So the big 5 counties across the state ahead of us, and then us. When we look specifically at youth population, we are committing youth at the highest rate. So that's a concern, right? We want to make children more successful, and we know research shows that by having children that are already intermingled in the juvenile justice system, they're likely to be less successful in life. So this grant award would allow us to begin looking at the data. So we know the data, now we have to understand the data, and we're going to do that by beginning discussions with the Department of Juvenile Services, our local law enforcement, and different community organizations to see why is the data saying what it says, and then implementing programs and strategies to make a change so that we do not continue to commit youth at such a high rate.
Let me entertain a motion to accept Resolution 101, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Council discussion, questions? All those in favor of Resolution 101, 2015, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution passes. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Mr. President. That's all I have for now.
Mrs. Howarth, how are you?
Good, how are you? We have
Good,
about
thank you.
5 minutes before we can do the public hearing.
Okay, we'll have a recess for 5 minutes if we could then. Thank you.